Sometime in the 90s, I went to an opening reception at Waverly Gallery in Bethesda, and I bumped into Ruth Kahneman. And she recognized me from the Washington Women's Art Center. We were talking a little bit, and when she recognized me, her face lit up. She said, "Oh, that was such a wonderful time." And I agree, it was a really wonderful time. It was an opportunity to be able to exhibit your artwork when there weren't that many galleries in Washington, but at the time, if you were a woman and you took your work to a gallery, they wouldn't even really look at it. So it was quite a wonderful thing that the 5 founders actually made an opportunity for exhibitions, for interest groups, for all the many things that happened at the Women's Art Center. I was involved mostly around the time when the membership was about 800 people. And there were many people coming to find out about opportunities to exhibit. I think the second time that I went to the Washington Women's Art Center was to take a class in feminist art history that Josephine Withers, who at that time was teaching at the University of Maryland, was giving as an experiment. And it was very exciting. It was quite different than the art history evaluations of famous artists like Matisse and Degas and other people. Lila Snow suggested that I become a member of the board at the Washington Women's Arts Center. I had been taking artwork to be in exhibitions. It was very exciting because basically there were no opportunities for women artists in the DC area to show work, especially work that was about subjects that they were very interested in. In other words, what came to be called later as feminist subjects, things that came out of your own personal experience. There are many things about being a woman that you're interested in or concerned about that might not be of interest to a guy or to somebody who owned a gallery and wanted to make a commercial success of it. So the Art Center was a place where you could really work on any subject that you wanted, and you could submit that work to shows, and it may or may not be chosen, but you might get it shown. And people responded to it. There was a lot of discussion about subjects, about the work, about what you wanted to do. So I was on the board from 79 to 80. It was a very exciting time. Miriam Shapiro was during a show in January of 1980 to coincide with the Women's Caucus for Art conference, which dovetailed with the College Art Association conference in Washington that year. And wow, there were people coming in from all over for that conference. At the time that I was on the board, I was also organizing the Blum Lecture Series. It was the second of the lecture series. Lila Snow had done the first one. So I had the opportunity to try to get a mix of people who would further the kind of intellectual excitement at the Art Center. And that included Elizabeth Srados, who was a playwright, and she gave a wonderful workshop about using your voice. Barbara Ann Teer came, the National Black Theater came, and a woman who had done a biography of Paula Modersohn Becker, Diane Redici, and a group of women who were doing a study about Maya Deren, who was a wild filmmaker. It was such a draw. It was in the center of the gallery district in Washington. It was a really happening place, and people were happy to come. The atmosphere of the Women's Art Center and the repercussions of it still run through the Washington art scene today. I met so many people there in all areas of the art scene, in museums, professors, artists, people who had lived in other countries, who traveled, And we became good friends, and I still do art projects with them today, and have since that time, at other organizations or at galleries. The thread is still working and pushing the artwork to do something that is really good art that says something and it means something. And I think the legacy of the Women's Art Center is the continuing painting, sculpting, being critical about the art that you see, and making things happen in Washington, like Artomatic, Gallery 10, all the various art centers around Washington and DC. All of those art places have somebody who was around at the Washington Women's Art Center and learned how to organize shows, how to organize artists, how to do PR, how to talk to people about art, how to show their art, and really, how to keep going.